So first things first, the next project of mine. Well, right now, this is the project of mine. How cute is this quilt? How cute is this pattern and the fabric? So I had an old jelly roll from like way back. I had gone to Kentucky for work, and so I was driving around and went to a local quilt shop, which I used to always do. Every time I traveled, I would stop at a local quilt store and buy fabric that I didn't really need. So I was in Louisville, and I bought this jelly roll and the matching like kind of blender fabric that I liked, which is the green. And I recently made that grid pop pattern, and I used black grunge, and I used Tula's neon jelly roll. And I loved putting the quilt together so much that I thought, oh, I can use that jelly roll and make another quilt. So I'm putting borders on it right now. I think it's going to be like this green, whatever the green is in the fabric, and then a little pink in the middle, which is Tula Pink's mineral in, well, on it. I don't remember what color that is, but it's the pink, the hot pink one. And so I'm finishing up those borders, and then a couple of cool things coming up. So first things first, I decided, oh, I know you can't see it with the glare. Let me take it out of the package. So I've been thinking about what to make that is not a quilt, right? Something that's not, you know, squares and triangles and whatever, and kind of to challenge myself a little bit to do something that is different to me and looks complicated to me. And so I picked this pattern. Now I don't carry this in the shop. I just went to, again, my local quilt shop. Yes, I do shop at local quilt shops because there's some things I want for myself that I don't necessarily want to buy to carry in the store. So I support my local people. As a matter of fact, I just took my very first One Block Wonder class on last Saturday. Is it last Saturday? Yes. And I am, you guys, like, how cool is a One Block Wonder? How did I not know this? And really, actually, the truth is I did know it because my friend Jessica Murph was giving a class, and I saw all the ladies have all those blocks up on the design wall, and I thought, they look like kaleidoscopes is really what it looks like. And so those are super fun. If anybody in your area is giving a class, I would highly recommend taking it. Even if you just make one, it's just a fun process. It's something that challenges your creativity, which for me is a big deal because I'm not super creative. I can follow a pattern like nobody's business, but I can't really invent it myself. So I did that at a local quilt shop on Saturday. And so I went in and I bought this pattern, and I thought I'll make one for me, and if it turns out nice, I'll make one for my sister. So that's next on the agenda. The pattern, just in case you're wondering, is Mom and Me aprons in 3 sizes. It is distributed by Atkinson Designs. So Mom and Me aprons by Atkinson's Designs. I will put a link in the video so that if you guys want to, you know, grab one. It looks like it's pretty easy. The fabric requirements for an adult is 3/4 of a yard focus print, 3/4 of a yard lining, and 3/4 of a yard contrast. So really a couple yards of fabric and you've got, you know, a nice apron. Then, so shout out to my friend Jennifer McClanahan. We just, I just bought a ton of patterns from her. They do super well, you guys. I guess because I love Tula and Kate and all those, and Anna Maria Horner, the big prints, I tend to gravitate towards quilt patterns where I can use a big piece of my favorite fabric and I don't have to cut it up. So Jennifer McClanahan has lots of patterns where that's a thing, right? And so she is super friendly, so easy to work with. I have a bunch of her patterns, but she's got tons more. She's got her brand new patterns that just released this spring, so check her out. And her website is sweetteapatternco.com, and I'll put a link to that as well in the comments. So the next thing on the agenda, as far as quilts go, is to make some more samples so that when we go to Spokane, I have a few samples to show, right? And so this is the next Sweet Tea Pattern Company pattern. And I may do some tutorial videos from this pattern, just on things that I think might be interesting to learn, or like if you're a beginner, you can learn it from scratch. If you're experienced, you know, maybe something to like tighten up those skills again. We kind of start getting lazy as we quilt for over the years. And so sometimes it's nice to take a refresher on some basic stuff. So keep your eye out for that. This pattern is called Paving Stones. And so my friend Krista, who, if you've visited me at the quilt shows, you know she helps me out at the quilt shows. So she actually came to the shop and we had the most fun because we just sat in here and pulled patterns, the ones that we liked, and then we just started shopping fabric. Oh, look at this, and what if we do this with this? And so we kind of just had a great time. And so she picked paving stones. Now you can see by that, let me get my finger out of the way. You can see by that picture on the cover that it's kind of scrappy, right? It looks kind of scrappy. Now, if you follow along for me, like, you know, I love white backgrounds and I love quilts that are symmetrical. I'm very anal like that. I love symmetrical stuff. But you know, some of Jennifer's patterns and other patterns do challenge me to not be so symmetrical, especially because I love modern quilting, not always symmetrical. So Krista picked out these fabrics. I'm gonna lay them out like a deck of cards here and see if I can't show you. You're just gonna go, oh yeah, right? So we're making 2 colorways of these. There'll be kits available, and let me just turn this a little bit so you can see. There'll be kits available, so you'll be able to log into the shop and you'll be able to pick up a kit if you want to sew along. However, check this out. So this is a tulip pink. These right here, this is Stephanie Organis. It's one of her blenders from her line. Another beautiful art gallery fabric. You guys, their fabric. I just started carrying their wide back. So to put it in perspective, a yard of Tulip Pink's sateen is about $27 a yard, if I'm not mistaken, give or take. You might be able to find it a little cheaper other places, especially the big stores, like, you know, whoever is you know, a bigger quilt shop. They can carry it and charge you a little less for it. However, so $26, $27 a yard. The art gallery fabrics work out to $20 a yard, and they are so, if you've ever bought my solids, you know, it's like a very satiny feeling, super high thread count, almost like a batik, but you know how batiks are sometimes a little bit rough? This is like silk. It's so smooth. People use art gallery fabrics a lot to make garments because they're just delicious. Like, this is so nice to touch and pet. I'm definitely a quilter. And then this is a Moda print. It's a sunflower print, although there's no sunflowers on. Oh yes, there are. There you go, sunflowers. So it's a sunflower print. So these guys together are going into this quilt. Now, if you're like me, when I saw those colors, when Krista put that on my plate, I was like, what? Really? Okay. And I trust her. She's been doing this a lot longer than I have. So I kind of am the person, and I don't know if you guys agree or not, you know, stick it in the comments. I'm the kind of person that I will have the fabrics out and I will lay them out and put the pattern nearby and kind of glance at it and go about my business, and then come back the next day and glance at it again and be like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Switch out fabrics. These guys have been sitting there since the last quilt show in Yakima, and I've been noodling and noodling. In the beginning I was like, oh, I totally can't cut that. But as time went by, I was like, that really looks nice. Like, I really actually like it. And I'm curious to see what it's gonna look like in the quilt. So follow along. You can visit my YouTube channel. I put videos sometimes on TikTok. I like do little snips of my long videos that you can catch on TikTok. Don't forget, we have a group, Soul Stitchery's Crafty Crew, and that's on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook. I'm trying to like work on my Instagram and make that a little bit more active, but I'll be honest, Instagram intimidates the crap out of me because there are some amazing quilters and beautiful quilt shops that have great Instagram presence, and I feel like, okay, but I'm working on that, so we'll see. So that's pretty much what's going on in Soul Stitchery. Keep your eyes peeled. The paving stones tutorials will probably start next week, maybe the week after. So I have a couple of trips scheduled, so I may not be able to drop them soon, but I will post, you know, notifications on Facebook and on Instagram, also TikTok. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I just took a good look. So I have decided I'm going to try, emphasis on the try, not to dye my hair anymore. It's problematic. Like, I would love to hear what you think. Obviously the camera doesn't really like show a lot, but I'm like super gray under here and very, very gray now around the face, which I didn't even know that before because, you know, you dye your hair every so often. So like you see the little beginning growth, but you don't really have an idea of how much there is. I feel like, wow, like what is that? So I'm trying, you know, we'll see. Maybe next week I'll have brunette hair again, but in any event, keep your eyes peeled for that too. I guess, you know, quilting community is fun like that because we kind of give each other tips, and, you know, if anybody knows what this is like and how long it takes to like say, okay, I'm used to it now and I'm not freaking out, please let me know in the comments because I would love to hear that from you. In the meantime, keep your eyes peeled, more videos coming. Now that things have kind of situated, I'm ready for my next quilt show. I don't have so much work to do ahead of time. So I will be talking to you guys more often coming up, and I'm eager for the next project. So may all your bobbins be always full. Have a great weekend, you guys.